So
Hey, happy Friday, Keith.
Happy Friday, sir.
It's dance time, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
I shared this.
Did you share that?
I'm going to click share again just in case.
I think I'm on the wrong account. Yeah.
Well, it had the it says live, and so I click share.
Yep.
Let me go to my page. Make sure I'm sharing it.
There we go.
It's only sharing the.
I got it.
I didn't share the live
Why
video.
don't I let me share? Silly thing.
I'm going to refresh and go back to my page.
Yeah.
Refresh again.
I'm going to share it after because
What is that?
I suck at
Oh, there it is. It's after this cat video. Haha. Share now. Okay, one share.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We got like 12 seconds until live, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got had to grab my hat and make sure I'm all handsome before the live streams.
Yep. Welcome to Honor-Bound IT's weekly live stream with Greg Fine, your host, your co-host Keith Haskin, on the bench with Jennifer Hall, and produced by Mr. Rogers. Well, welcome back. Live streams are always funny, aren't they?
Yeah.
What happens every live stream almost without fail?
Well, it's not every time, but occasionally.
Almost.
Well, we do it on Fridays because people are just, not really doing much on Fridays. But this week, because we've had so much stuff come in on the bench and in the store, we've had people in and out quite a bit, and so. Yeah, I went upstairs, grabbed my hat, and started talking to a guy upstairs.
What was his story?
Oh my goodness! People bring their computers in to get looked at. And, the only time anybody ever comes in here is when there's something wrong, and so
That's right.
we do the best we can to help people get back on their computers and get the things working that they need to do. But it goes without fail that everybody comes in has a story about something that's not computer related, and this was no exception because this man, I was upstairs and he had mentioned something about getting some software reinstalled, and he was involved in a reenactment of the Lewis and Clark expedition.
Oh, well, that actually sounds interesting. I wish you had more time to spend with him.
Oh my goodness! Well, the 3 or 4 minutes.
Why do you come on a Friday?
Yeah, the 3 or 4 minutes I spent with
when we
him.
would love to spend time with you to talk about things that are important to you. Yeah.
Well, and history is always kind of a neat subject to talk about.
It is.
And him being, when the brief conversation I had, he actually got on a boat and traveled from St. Louis up the Missouri River to up to Montana or wherever it was, and got off and rode on horseback to the coast. And he said it was a 3-year event that they.
Wow, that's
they
an incredible thing, isn't it?
And it's really strange. I was
Why did he have to come in at 4 o'clock on a Friday? It's like, man, we would have spent hours with that dude.
Well, and Greg, to be honest, I'm kind of glad he came in on a Friday before the live stream because, like you said, you can get sucked in on those other conversations for hours and hours, and we have jobs to do, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is true. But we do enjoy the fun things in life too.
Yeah, and outside of work, I probably would have talked to that guy. Like you said, I've talked to him for
hours,
a few hours. Hey, come out.
Yeah, let's go to Sanders and I'll buy you a coffee and maybe a sandwich. Yeah.
Yeah, that man. There was, just to think about, because just 1806 or whatever, Napoleon traveled to America to to sign the Louisiana Purchase and
I did not know
give
that.
America
Of course,
this
I'm
part
not
of the
like
property.
American by birth, but I did not know that
Well,
Napoleon had been to the.
I didn't know the part about Napoleon actually coming to America to sign this, but he.
Is it true? Spencer is telling me it's not true.
I actually don't remember. learning about
You don't remember? So what are you mouthing stuff at me for?
Well, I said I don't remember that either.
Oh, okay. So we all learned something new. I'm gonna have to look at that tonight. Like Google
But it's interesting. Everybody has their own story, and and it goes back to people use their computers for different things.
Yep.
So
that's
some
right.
people, and we have had a lot of people come in that are using it for like genealogy and
Yep,
research stuff
genealogy
like
is
that.
actually a really big thing around here. Mm-hmm.
So everybody wants to know their family history, and then some people use it for games, and most of the people we deal with use it for business, obviously. So, but it just goes to show that the computer is like
It's such a versatile tool.
you can do a lot with it, and everybody has their own thing that they do with it, and so we help people that do things with whether it's business or their games or whatever they want to do with it. So we want to make sure that people can use their computers for whatever it is.
Whatever they want, yeah. Everybody's got something that floats their boat, and we just really do want to help people. That's why we're here. But anyways, we do have a bench report today, don't we?
Yeah, we have a lot of things to get into. So
Yep. We got with Jennifer a bench report. Here we go. And now for the bench report with Jennifer Hall.
hi, welcome to the bench report this week. I'm Keith. We're here with Jennifer, and we had computers come in this week. We had quite a few more computers come in than normal.
We did.
Normal for the past few weeks, but Jennifer, people bring their computers in when something's wrong. Obviously, things aren't working right. We're here for you if your computer's not turning on or you're seeing something you're not sure of. Bring it down. We can help you out. So Jennifer, you kind of want to tell us what came in on the bench this week?
I had 3 computers come in. They were saying that their screens were black. Didn't turn on.
Okay, so that and that's not a good thing, obviously, if you can't see what's on your screen, and it sounds like the computer was turning on, but that nothing was showing up on the display. So, you want to tell us about one of those?
Well, the desktop, it came right on. I ran a few tests and did some updates. And his is ready to go.
Yeah, that was the one. He also brought his monitor in, right?
Yeah.
And we tested that for him, and that worked too, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, sometimes the magic trick is just to bring it in and things kind of start working. So, but no, in all seriousness, there's things that can go wrong with your monitor. If you don't have your cord plugged in all the way, these are some little troubleshooting steps that you can try on your own. Just make sure the cable's plugged in. Your table might have got bumped or something, and it may have jiggled it loose. So always make sure those cables are nice and tight. And since we were able to test the monitor, we could rule out that it wasn't the computer and it wasn't the monitor. So maybe the cable wasn't plugged in all the way, or maybe the cable itself has become faulty and may need replaced. So just a couple of things that we can check out, and then obviously we're going to run all the tests and the diagnostics just to make sure that none of the other parts are failing as well. And you said you had another one come in. You want to talk about
Yeah.
that a little bit?
I had a laptop. Same thing. It came right on for me. And I'm still doing some updates on that one.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but people, like I said, they bring us in, and Jennifer's got a magic touch that things just automatically work all of a sudden. So, but we always do, like I said, check the hardware to make sure none of the parts are failing. Because when your screen doesn't turn on and your computer's not working the way that you want it to, it is a bit frustrating. And so, we can do our best to help. And then there was one more computer that came in this week, a laptop. They had something was wrong with their screen. You want to tell us about that as well?
Well, they had a broken screen.
Thanks.
Yeah.
That's never good. Yeah, the broken screen is one of the worst things that can happen to your laptop. Obviously, if it's a desktop computer and your monitor gets broken, it's easier to replace. Laptop, you have to kind of take the whole thing apart and replace a bunch of parts and things like that. So, I think we looked up a screen, and it wasn't cheap.
Yeah.
No, but they had a pretty nice laptop. So obviously, when you spend a little bit more, some parts are going to cost more to replace. But we was able to find the part, and I think it's in shipping right now.
Yep,
So
it's on its way.
they're able to get that. And we'll be able to replace that screen and test that for them and hopefully get that back out to them as soon as possible. So that way they can get back to using their computer and doing what they want with it. All right. Thanks for joining us this week on another Bench Report, and we'll see you guys next time.
In this week's Tech Talk, we're going to give you 3 practical strategies on how you can make smarter IT purchases. Avoid making some of the same mistakes others have made. If you're considering an IT purchase, before you do, take a moment to watch our video today.
No.
Welcome back.
Welcome back,
Jack.
to the Honor-Bound IT live stream. If you guys have any questions, you saw something in the Bench Report that you might be interested in, put in the chat. We can talk about it and kind of elaborate a little bit more. We had some things come on the bench. A lot of it was more of the diagnostic side of things. We didn't have to do too much of the cleanups, but
but we did have one person that got hit with the old Microsoft screen in there.
Yeah, got to watch out for those. We always tell. It should be kind of a common understanding. Like if you see strange phone numbers on your computer, definitely don't call them. You don't answer strange phone numbers on your phone.
It's like, why?
Let it go to the next one.
But yeah, I think we're going to probably come up with a video for that, like try to educate people. But like every week we educate somebody about that Microsoft scan or all those other scams that are out there. And every week we still get somebody.
Mm-hmm. Well, and like you said, the protection program was kind of designed for these people where, they see something that comes up on their screen. They're not really sure what it is or what they need to do. They just want somebody to call that they know and that they trust, and so we put that together for them. So and then we give a little extra value, not just hey call somebody, but you get antivirus, you get backup.
Yep, and this person was on the protection plan, but just didn't know enough to call us for some reason or another. But we educate like all of our protection plan people with things that they need to be looking out for, particularly if they've gotten hit. Because there are some things that we can control, but we can't control infected websites. The bad guys are out there,
Exactly.
Trying to entice you into calling them, get them to allow you onto your computer, so they can do like crazy things. And then our policy is just like reload because we have no way of knowing what the bad guys did.
You can spend. We can spend hours and researching and looking.
It can be hidden though, because there's a lot of times where even some companies can be compromised, and they don't find out for months later. So what are we going to do? We're going to wipe it back to factory, and we're going to eliminate all doubt that the bad guys are going to get on your computer.
Exactly.
That's the rules. And if somebody doesn't like it, well, too bad. That's what we do here. We want to make sure that you are protected because we really do care about our customer. Yeah. So that was the big thing in the bench. We only had one, but sometimes we get multiples in the week. But man, we had like a lot of tickets in the last 8 days, haven't we?
Yeah, we actually just did a quick little audit for the month, and because Greg mentioned this morning, he's like, "Man, we've got a lot of tickets this week," and I just clicked a few buttons. It was like, "Yeah, it's only been it's 10 days into the month, and we've had over 20 tickets.
8 working days.
Yeah, 8 working days.
Did 27 tickets.
Yeah, and some of these tickets were easy to quick. Fix it and get it on, but go. But
well, most of them usually.
But
are.
some of these tickets, they do take a little bit longer. And that just goes to show people are calling or emailing, and they have requests and things that they need help with. And so, we're happy to help whenever we can,
whatever way we can. Yeah, that's what we're here for. That's our reason for being, right? Yeah, raison d'être, as they say in French.
Yep, and we got a team, so we the tickets were divided up. Even it's not like Greg did 27 tickets by himself.
No, you did most of them. To be honest, though, I grabbed one today. It was like a printer one. It's like, oh, my favorite thing is printers. Not, but you did another printer ticket earlier. Just for the record, Keith and I absolutely hate printers. Like, why are you printing still when you can make a PDF? But that's a personal problem.
Well, and it goes back to like what we were talking about at the beginning. People need their computers to do whatever they want, and if they want to print and have paper copies and look at things,
they want to spend money on ink and toner and a printer. Yeah. We'll support that.
We'll help you out the best we can. Like
that's right.
And
as long as it's not wireless printing, we don't do wireless printing.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the most difficult things for us to work on. We can do. We can click a few buttons and see, but like a lot of times it involves you being there physically pushing buttons on the printer to figure out, click on there, find your Wi-Fi, enter your Wi-Fi password, click to the connect, and it's a lot of extra button clicks. When what we always recommend is, if you can, just connect a cable to your computer from your printer. The printer finds the computer, they start talking.
Without fail.
Things will start working. Yep. We can see what's connected to the computer, whether it's a printer or a wireless mouse and anything like that. So all those peripherals we can see, and we can troubleshoot those much more efficiently than, wireless connections just.
Oh, but see, the thing is, like, you can fix a problem with a wireless printer, and then the router reboots for some reason. Maybe you lost power or whatever. And then you get to do all of that over again. So why would you want to do that when a simple cable makes everything so much more reliable? So actually, in our contracts, we don't support wireless printing at all. Because you've been on the phone for like several hours with people trying to assist. And, we do the best we can with any technology. But it's like, man, you got to cut your losses every once in a while and say, this is really something that if you want to do it, you can do it. We're glad to, let you do it. But
we get kind of there's an end of what we can do and help support. Right. And even when it comes, not just printers, but I actually had a ticket this week where it even comes with software. Like, I can install the software and I can
you had that with like that print shop thing, was it?
Well, it was.
Is that the one you're referring to, or which one?
The print shop thing, yeah. Actually, now that you think about it, that is one of those ones that we had this week. I was thinking more of the Garmin thing where.
Oh yeah.
They had a Garmin device and they'd plug it in. They couldn't see it wouldn't detect the device or something. And I was like, well, you can bring it in.
Call Garmin.
Try again. Get with Garmin support. That's probably your next best effort. But that print thing was another one where, all the files were opening with this one specific file, and I said, we'll uninstall and reinstall the program and try that when.
Yeah, you did your due diligence.
We'll do our best that we can. Especially if you're one of our. Contract clients, obviously it pays to have a little support there and there. But yeah, unfortunately, this one specific file would not open for some reason, and we scanned, make sure it wasn't corrupted. We did all the
we don't write the software. That's the thing is there are limitations because we don't write the software. We don't know how to solve the problems. Like sometimes the customer has to call the vendor and say, hey, what's up?
Yeah, I think I told her at this point, is like, what, you can either spend more time on researching this and getting with their support and see if they can fix it for you, or you might be faster just to recreate this one file. It's not like if there was like 1,000 files, I would probably be like, okay, let's dive deeper and see what's going on. But for one file, for the time and effort it takes, like there comes a point where your ROI just isn't there, and so.
I think the maddening thing with that for you, though, was that you could see the file, but you couldn't open it.
Well, and she said the same thing. Hey, there's the files.
You see the preview, but you couldn't open it, and then it just would go stupid on you.
Yeah, it'd wig out and just time out the program. So yeah, unfortunately, there's a time,
that
and even
there's
a time when you have to call it quits. And this wasn't a ticket either, but. A lady had come in and her email had gotten compromised, and
oh my goodness,
she was having problems getting reconnected with it.
With her phone.
And
we don't
sometimes
do phones. Don't call us for your phones.
No,
please.
But there are times where sometimes it's just not worth it to travel down that rabbit hole. And for her, she had complained this has been going on for weeks and weeks, and
Yeah, it's time to cut your losses
yeah,
and just like
there's only-
move on with your life.
There's only so much that you can handle, physically, mentally. If
Yeah.
you're spending a bunch of time on something and it's just
Yeah, and I think that really I think that really affected her mental health.
well, and
Because she was like losing it. We thought that she might be crazy, but she's not. This is just something that happened. Bad people got a hold of her account, but she only worked with her phone. I don't think she ever mentioned a computer, did she?
she said something about her husband was able to help her get back into this one account, but this one account was
But it was all done through the phone. It really wasn't done through a computer, which is really outside of our area of expertise. But this person, God bless her, she was like pretty persistent with wanting to get her stuff back, but it just like got to be like a big vicious circle for her. And then, rather than letting it get to you and make your mental health go crazy and make you think that when you talk to somebody else that they might think that you're crazy, because she was not crazy.
No. Then this happened, and this is something, I guess, if you were a business and this happened to you,
This was a personal, like not business related or money losing related thing.
No, but if this was your business and this happened to you, then this is serious stuff that, you could lose a lot of revenue or, could affect your reputation and things like that. Like you said, thank goodness, it was just her personal accounts and things like that where, she can go and recreate a new email account, say, hey, this is my new email account. If you see something from this account, ignore it. For a business, these are things that we take very seriously.
Yeah, it's extremely
we
serious.
protect your accounts with things like.
But see, I think you're right in that respect. Is I think that if she would have had two-factor authentication to begin with, it would have stopped it at the pass.
Exactly.
So, like, if you don't understand what two-factor authentication is, Keith, why don't you explain what two-factor authentication?
Yeah, two-factor authentication, or maybe you might have heard it called multi-factor authentication, MFA, 2FA. What it is is you get your account and you sign in with your name and your password, and that's pretty common. But another step, the multi-factor, the second authentication stage is either like a phone or most common it's a phone, but sometimes maybe you have an app that you have to connect to. But that's just an extra way to protect your accounts and your identity, essentially. So that way, if somebody's logging in as you and you're getting a message that says, you need to approve or accept this login.
I didn't do that.
And if it's not you, you just click deny, and then you know that, hey, my password is out there. I need to change that. If it's you and you're signing in, you get the message. You know that's okay to approve, but if it's not, then you need to take some extra steps to protect your account.
And we actually have three-factor authentication. I don't know if because you got the S23. And you use what do you call it?
You mean answer that?
Hang on a second.
Greg got a phone call on the live stream.
Later. I'm not sure. I don't know who that was. But anyways, not somebody I knew. But we have three-factor authentication where, we do have that two-factor where like it comes to us and say like, did you do this? Did you approve? But mine actually asks for biometric, like a thumbprint after I do that. So I've got to say, yes, I approve.
Yep.
So I recognize that. And then I have to put my thumbprint, because nobody can use this. I'm the only one with it. So we have that extra layer of protection. It's pretty important stuff.
Definitely for your business.
It like solves like 95% or more of the security, like for fake logins. Because they can know your username, password, but if they can't get to your phone, they can't use your thumbprint, whatever. That's like a lot of layers of protection. So, yeah.
Yep.
So, I had like earlier this week, I had this conference room project. That was flipping awesome. I was so surprised. I mean, usually, because you and I do video quite a bit, and this was set up for a power company, and they wanted to be able to do conferences with some of the people that they had in a different town. And they also wanted to be able to do like training sessions with a camera and all that neat stuff. And typically, like, we have a lot of problems, not necessarily with the video. The video almost always works, right? It's the sound that really sucks large, first time out of the gate. Like, the picture and the sound worked absolutely wonderfully. And I went, dude, to the customer, this never happens. Until today, it never happens. So we did have like an absolutely giant win. I think a lot of it had to attribute to that we actually do video every day, of some sort, at least minimum of once or twice a week. So I was really thrilled with that. Like, I told the client, I said, you have no idea how excited I am that we got this figured out. It was literally plug and play. And that almost never happens in this industry. So
it's always good to hear, because of our trial and error and, things like that.
All the crap that we went through. In other
We've
words.
done this. And it didn't work for us. But, we always test these things out on ourselves.
Yep.
And then when you get on site, you come in and you're the hero because,
it was like,
nothing went wrong and you were able to make everything work. It pays off in the end. So.
One in the win column, but that was pretty exciting.
Well, and there's a lot of companies that actually do these like virtual meetings and like you said, this is a power company. They have
meetings, safety meetings every week.
Exactly, and they're not the only company that does these things. So there are a lot of companies that do use these video meetings, and they do need cameras, microphones, things like that to set up. And so
that was a sweet camera too.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and there's a lot of things that some of these are pretty simple where you can just turn your laptop on and they got the webcam and the microphone built in. It's pretty easy, but for a large conference room with multi-users. Yeah,
because you were there, how big that freaking room is.
And they had.
I mean, you have to have an 84-inch screen in order for people to see it in the back. And
and they had to have multiple microphones because they had, how many people do they have sitting in the conference room that needed to be involved in these meetings? And, this is important to their business to, make things, communication and collaboration are something that's becoming way more important because, I hate to say go back to it, but the COVID thing, kind of changed everything for everyone. And
it's an expectation now that everybody can work
exactly.
together. It's not because you have to; it's because you can now.
Yeah. I know the meeting we had yesterday. this kind of off the topic, but we had a meeting with one of our vendors yesterday, and she's "Wow, you guys are in like this little cool studio." I was like, "Well, we had cameras, we had microphones set up, and we actually do a live stream." So if you're watching, Molly, hey.
Well, and who was it the other day? We had a meeting with them, but it wasn't here, and they went like, "Well, you're not in your cave now."
Oh yeah, that was.
Who was it? I can't remember.
I think that was was that our website guy?
Yeah. Oh, geez, I can't remember. We have way too many meetings to remember everybody I have meetings with.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of the website.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we forgot to put that on our list.
Days.
Our website went live.
Yeah, it went live this week, our new website.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we still have
Pull that up, Spencer.
Pull that up.
Let's share that with the audience.
I don't know if you can. Can you do that with with OBS?
Yeah, you can do that. But we worked really hard with our new vendor on our website, and
those guys, they were really unhappy with me writing copy because, quite frankly, I was better at it than they were. Wonderful people. They're from Holland. But, the words were just like a little bit juxtapositions. The ideas were there, the good ideas. But I had to go in there and like tweak it so that it sounded good to like the North American ear.
Yep. So. Yeah, and speaking of the website, we're also having some new content coming out. So.
Ta-da! Are you showing it?
Yep. Scroll through.
Look at that smiling guy. He's the most phonogenic of the two of us.
Yeah, just navigate through. Show them around a little bit.
Navigation.
Yep. Yeah, we got the website up, and then one of the things we started this week was making a new like little email campaign we're starting to go out. So we met some people from Nebraska, and we kind of had our blogs and things like that. And we've been doing our weekly tech talks, but we do have some clients that we're going to start sending like a little weekly email to our people that are subscribed to us, people that potential clients that may be interested in our content.
And people that that have Microsoft 365 that they need to know that they can go beyond Word, Excel, and maybe PowerPoint if that. There are other tools that are in there that can really, really help the business. But if you don't know about them, you're never shown, how are you going to make use of them? So yeah, we do have a theme.
Exactly.
We have a theme until June.
And don't forget to visit our website, honorbynit.com. We have some new stuff on there, and you can kind of see what some of our services that we offer and learn a little bit about us and what we do. So
yep, and we're not afraid to show you our pricing either, because I think we're more than reasonable. And we go well above and beyond what we say we're going to do. So I feel very, very happy and fortunate that I have good people around me that allow us to do that. So yeah, cool. Yeah. And then we do have coming up in June, we do have a Grow Nebraska security thing coming up. So and that'll be open to the public. We'll make sure that when closer to the date that we put like a description and a link and a click so that you can join us on that. It's essentially for anybody that wants to know some of the basics about security. We're going to have a subject matter expert from one of our vendors in Denver that just got a brand new office, like right downtown near the
train station.
Yeah.
That's kind of where they were before, I think. Right?
No, they were up a little bit north of that, but it was like they were in a shared workspace, but they kind of are flipping, moving up in the world. Now, their product has always been world class since day one, but everybody's got to grow their business to the point where they can afford to have those things that help them move themselves forward to the next level. And so we're really excited for them that they got some new digs. I told them that we need to crash their housewarming party. Would that break your heart, Keith? We went to their place. Would it break your heart to have another of that meatball sub sandwiches?
No.
That they fed us. Oh God, that was flipping awesome. The best meatball sandwich ever. But yeah. And then you had the ticket of the week.
Oh, I had it.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
I suppose it was. Well, it's one of those things where, because we work with clients that work on servers where everybody has access to a shared application, sometimes that application needs updated, or sometimes you have to purchase licenses to expand your business, which is the situation in this case. And, we tried to, I don't know, I guess the documentation wasn't very clear on how to do it.
It was horrible.
The installation.
Let's not lie. It was horrible.
Yeah. I don't want to be too mean to him.
To the vendor, I have no problem being mean to that vendor.
I'll be the devil's advocate on this one. But, sometimes... the updates are required because, specific industries are required to update their software every year and pay for licenses every year. We talk about, QuickBooks is one of the big ones that just made a change where, if you're using their enterprise software and you're using it to pay employees and things like that, you're paying every year now. And
that's with all versions of QuickBooks now. It's all subscription based.
Even with your personal Microsoft, $70 a year just to use for your personal to use their desktop applications. So, like you said, Excel, Word, PowerPoint. If you're using those things in your business, and you're using your personal account, you're going to pay for that every year. And financial software is no different. So, one of the things that we ran into this week was the client had grown, adding new employees, and so we need new licenses. And so give us a call and, hey, we tried to do this, but, we ran into some issues. Can you help us out? Absolutely. No problem. You pay us plenty. We'll take care of you. And so, we ran the application software updater and, try to do it on the local side. And for some reason, it kind of bugged out. Okay, well, let's get to the server side of this. And one of the things with using server applications and multi-users, if everybody's using the program, you can't run the updates and install licenses and, all that good stuff that you need to do with, accounting software, to say the least. So trying to catch accountants that aren't busy between January and April
Wrong answer.
is extremely difficult. If you're in the middle of the night, you might be able to do it, but we don't work in the middle of the night
No,
all
we
the
don't.
time. And
I like to sleep.
and we can catch you maybe an hour before work or an hour after work. We'll have a little bit of flexibility, but even in logging in an hour before work, accountants are busy people.
Yep.
They have a timeline, and they value their time very much. And obviously, if you have an accountant, they value their time very much. So
Well, they're busy.
they're busy, and they don't work for free, and so.
Dollars for hours.
Exactly, and taking them down. Even that first day, I kind of felt guilty because, hey, we're just going to do this over a lunch hour.
Yep,
and
we tried.
30 minutes, 45 minutes into the update, and
We just couldn't get everybody out of the pool. It's like the lifeguard. Hey, everybody out of the pool. We just couldn't do it.
No,
Because there was always that one person that'd be in there, and then your update failed.
yeah. Well, and even this software has certain, features where you can actually lock files, and when you're trying to run an update, it'll tell you that you can't run this update because somebody's using this specific file, and so okay, well let's step back, let's do it in the morning when
8 hour
nobody's logged
time,
in.
7 years.
And I worked with a application admin that was able to give me access that I needed, ran the updates, worked smoothly. And then I guess one of the things that actually kind of bugged me was the first time I did it, I actually contacted the support team for the software, and I was asking questions. Well, how do you know when the licenses are applied? And it was like, well, the only way you're going to know is if everybody logs in and you get any error messages. And I was like, oh, that's wonderful.
Thanks.
That's wonderful. Great. And so, and then, that's just working with the software provider. Working with the actual user, they're like, well, I think you can actually tell how many licenses are if you click in this area. And, we go and we look, and it's like, okay, this says, this says A, you bought 4 more licenses. It should say 12. Okay, well, click the update button and run the licenses and see what happens. And, oh, look, now it says 12. Well, it's always one of those things when, like, the people who use the software are smarter than the people who develop the software. Mm-hmm. And, that happens.
So why was I so hard on them?
I don't know.
Yeah, there you go.
But it happens all the time. And I guess some software is better than others. The QuickBooks people, they try to stay up to date and pretty helpful. And even one of our other clients that we're working with on a QuickBooks update, they paid for a premium update, and
to get stateside help.
Yeah, and they're getting better support, and they're getting.
You cheap out every time you're going to get.
Yeah, people that are actually involved in helping you get these things updated. Where some of these software developers, hey, they're very limited, and they're going to help you with just the bare minimum. And if it goes beyond just a step over the line, they're going to be very
stingy.
Stingy with the support, I suppose. Because even work with them on other things like. Just opening a file that didn't have the right permissions. They kind of stonewalled you and didn't really give you much support.
And I think a lot of it is because they charge very little for the software, and then when it comes to be support, they don't have the money to be able to pay somebody that's qualified to deal with it.
And to be fair, they do say that, hey, that you do need an expert to help you with these things. And so
absolutely,
especially
the one vendor that you were dealing with said, like, hey, you need a qualified IT guy.
Yeah, and it's
but even a qualified IT guy has a hard time following the documentation because it's never complete.
Yeah. And it goes back to one of the things that actually I learned this week was, you're an accountant, and you have people that you need to support, and you need to rely on your software to work for you. So one of the big benefits of being an accountant is to have people that you can rely on, and you can tell your clients that, hey, we have professional support on our team. So, you're going to get that level of service that you deserve, not that you're going to be, you're not going to be pushed to the side and things like that. Because, especially when it comes to finances, there's deadlines involved. And so if you don't get your paperwork in on this day.
The IRS has some hard deadlines.
Yeah, exactly. So, there's a lot of things that are, deadlines. I especially finances. It's just one of those things that, unfortunately, we all have to face the music on that one.
So, you had the ticket of the week, and I think, what are we looking at here, dude? Oh, my goodness, we have been a little bit verbose this week. But we hope that you've enjoyed your time with us, and we're going to just tell you a little bit about our security on a shoestring. Hey, have you heard about security on a shoestring? It's the right size protection for many small businesses that don't have a lot of budget but want the basics. So what does it include? You get security with next generation antivirus, cloud-based firewall, a complete set and forget daily backup. Imagine having your own pit crew that monitors your computer's health. You'll have the latest patches and updates. We also perform routine maintenance on your PC automatically. You'll get access to us from 8 to 5 Central Time on a pay-as-you-go basis. Is Security on Shoestring affordable? Security on Shoestring was designed to fit any budget. You pay only for what you use, nothing more. Join hundreds of other customers who trust Honor-Bound IT. Find out if Security on a Shoestring is a good fit for you. Call 877-814-6860. Again, 877-814-6860.
And now it's time for the meme of the week.
It's the Spencer's part of the show.
It is. So, meme for the week says our top story today. According to a recent study, 9 out of 10 people who are afraid of hurdles never get over it.
Do you ever watch like Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Oh my goodness, I haven't watched that show in
freaking
years.
funny.
Oh yeah,
that's funny.
It's a really good show. Yeah.
Yeah, can't get over how creative those guys are.
Can't get over those hurdles either.
Yeah, can't get over those hurdles either. You're right.
Thank you.
I hurt myself.
And then next is cat pick, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah. Meow. Yeah. So that's another one of my pride and joys. The one with the big eyes that is black. That would be Tux. He's our special needs cat. He's got epilepsy, and sometimes we have to help him when he's shaking. But that's his girlfriend, Jewel. And Jewel is just coming up on about a year old. That's when she was a baby. Just like a beautiful little girl. We love her. She's fairly feral. One of the Bortner girls gave Peggy that cat and was like, oh, you love cats. You need to take care of this one. And
You know what's funny, Greg, is I'm looking at the picture. They're in that basket. And just a little bit ago, before we started the live stream, you were complaining about where do I get baskets at anymore these
oh
days?
Yeah. We were talking about
Well, your cats are sleeping in all your
Walmart used to
baskets.
have
That's
this
why.
whole basket zone, No, that's actually we got from downtown Lincoln in the Haymarket of that 1000 Village or whatever it is. Where it's a fair trade place, and we got that, and we were going to use it for some other purpose, but the cats took it over. And so it's kind of funny. Jewel is. Have you ever watched Pepe Le Pew?
Oh goodness gracious!
Where the female kitty cat is going
that was a skunk.
Oh, don't come anywhere near me. But the Peppy was going. Well, it's kind of the opposite here because Jewel absolutely loves Tux, and he'll tolerate her for a little while, and then just goes, I've had enough. Gets up and runs away. But yeah, those are some of our pride and joys. 2 of the 8 that I got. So we don't have any bad habits, but we do have cats. So yeah, thank you for joining us. We really do appreciate that you join us this week on our Friday live stream. We enjoy doing this. We do want you to go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, what have you. Got any suggestions for topics or stuff that you'd really like to know about? Put them in the comments. We're glad to help you whatever way we can.
Hey! Did you just hear that?
Sweet